What is going on, everybody? It is your boy, Matt Stingray. Thanks for checking in to the Rock the Watch channel. Guys, today we are going to do the full review of the Seiko SBDC073 Frost Monster. Sick dial on this one. But before we do that, quick wristwatch check. What am I rocking today? Today I am rocking another monster. This is a 4th gen Patty Monster. Another cool watch. So one of these days we're going to do a head-to-head of these two to see the differences between the 3rd gen, which is what the Frost Monster is, and the 4th gen Monster. Okay, so let's flip this camera around, go over to the table, and take a look at this bad boy. And let's rock this watch. All right, guys, so there it is. The SBDC073, the Frost Monster. Let's just take a look at that sick dial for a second before we get into specs and features. That's what this one's all about, man, is this dial. This is a limited edition 3rd generation Monster, and I explained in the unboxing where I bought it and all that other stuff. Go check that video out. I'll put it in the link to the description below or at the end of this video. So let's get into specs and features of this watch. This watch has a 42 millimeter case diameter. Okay, it is 13.5 millimeters thick. It is 47.5 millimeter lug to lug, which, as you can see, has drilled lugs. It has a 20 millimeter lug width. It is made from 316L stainless steel. Let me just talk about this lug width, right? Okay, so 20 millimeter lug width. However, the bracelet tapers. It's almost in line. It's a little bit thicker. It's 23 millimeters, tapering down to 20 millimeters. And this bracelet and clasp and everything else it's cheap pressed. It's not cheap, but it's pressed. It's a budget-friendly press clasp or whatever. No, it's cheap. It's a cheap press clasp, and it's very similar to the Samurai and a lot of the other monsters that has this pressed diver's extension here. It is held together by, it has solid links, solid end links. It's held together by the pin and collar system. It's polished on the ends, brushed on the top with these little polished areas in the middle. So as you can see little machining marks and stuff in there. It's not the greatest. Seiko's not known to have the greatest bracelets, okay? Press clasp, 4 micro adjust right there, okay? But this one, this 3rd gen, and I'm not too sure about the 2nd gens. You can probably find videos and stuff like that, but it's kind of got this weird bracelet thing going on. You see this pronounced step right here? And that was because they used a smaller clasp. And you're gonna see when I do a full review of this one that they finally did away with that. It's a bigger clasp, but we're gonna do a comparison video. One's the different way. This one's upside down. So yeah, that's kind of weird, and I'm going to talk about that in a little bit. But it has a, let's look at the case back. It has a screw down stainless steel case back with the wave pattern on the back. It says Made in Japan, Air Divers, 200 millimeter Seiko, stainless steel, Prospex. That's the Prospex sign, 6R15. That is what it is powered by the way, made in Japan. So this one is made in Japan. So as I stated just a second ago, this is powered by the Seiko 6R15. We have Seiko at the 12 o'clock, automatic divers 200 millimeter at the 6 o'clock. It has a matching frost chapter ring, which is kind of cool because it kind of swoops up. It's very cool. This is a mineral crystal, by the way. It's not sapphire. And it has a date at the 3 o'clock with a magnifier. As you can see, the crown is the 4 o'clock position, and it's got this real cool, these monsters have these cool little shroud things at the top of the 12 here, and 6 coming around the crown. It's very cool. This has a 120 click unidirectional bezel, and as you can hear, it's kind of that mushy Seiko. I mean, it works and it lines up perfectly, surprisingly, right? Lines up, but it is kind of mushy. It's kind of hard to grasp onto because, as you can see, there's these big kind of square shaped cutouts, which they did change in the 4th gen also. And it's still got that mushy Seiko feel. I mean, it doesn't bother me that much, but compared to some other brands, it's kind of, yeah, it's kind of mushy. So let's see what it looks like. All right, actually, you know what? Let's go into some of the things I don't like. I think this is a fantastic watch. If you watch my unboxing, I paid way too much for this sucker because it is a limited edition and they did discontinue it. But that doesn't mean it's perfect. So some of the weird things about this watch: no sign crown for a watch this much. And I think when these came out, they were close to $1,000, $750 to $900 range, somewhere around there, I think. No sign crown. Come on, Seiko, what are you doing? No sign crown. And then this weird bracelet thing with this very pronounced, see it, step. Look, I mean, it doesn't even take, it just goes bang with the small clasp. And it was on the other side too, except I took some of the, you could probably see, except I took some of the links out. It's right there. So, I mean, I don't know what the deal with that is, but it does have that awesome dial, and you're about to see how sick the lume is on this bad boy. So let's get it, you know what, let's get it on the wrist first. Let's put this 4th gen monster aside. Let's get the 3rd gen Frost monster and see how awesome it looks. And it does. Looks pretty cool. So let's hit this sucker up with the UV light, and you're about to see that famous Seiko lume. I mean, look at that, man. That is just, that's awesome. That is awesome. So let's flip this camera around and get some final thoughts. All right, guys, so there it is. The Seiko SBDC073 Frost Monster. Guys, what do you think of the Seiko Monster and the Frost Monster in particular? Do you have any experience with the Monster? Are you a big fan of Seiko? Do you not like Seiko? Do you not like monsters? You will like this one. This one is probably one of the sickest dials that they have out there. Yes, it is discontinued, and occasionally some of them will pop up on eBay and they're expensive, but they are super unique, and the Monster in general is super cool. So guys, if you like this type of content, please like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below, and as always, rock that watch.